Both these guys, you want to look at one thing. Look at that reach on both. 79-82. Both guys are long, both guys are strong, both guys are fast.
For 200 events, he has been the voice of Bellator MMA. It's my pleasure to throw it over to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the SSC Arena, Wembley, as Miller Lite presents tonight's historic Bellator 200 on Paramount Network from London, England. We begin the action now with 3 5-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, the blue corner, at 6'4", weighing in 205 pounds even, the two-time Bellator World Title Challenger, stands with 18 professional victories, 6 defeats. Fighting out of Milton Keynes, England, presenting Linton, the Swan Bassa. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner, at 6'2", weighing in 206 pounds even, the former Bellator light heavyweight world champion tonight brings a professional record with 18 victories, 4 losses. By way of Harrisburg, PA, he fights out of San Diego, California, USA, introducing Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, Leon Roberts.
So we are set for what could be 3 5-minute rounds in the 205-pound weight class. Phil Davis coming off a win in his alma mater, Penn State University, the powerhouse wrestling college where he was an NCAA Division I champion. Linton Vassell, he wants to get back on the winning track here tonight. The bell and round 1. Phil Davis in the red gloves, Linton Vassell in the blue gloves. What are you looking for early, John?
What I'm looking for out of Linton Vassell is to establish himself in the center of the cage and make Phil move. Make him come to you. Don't sit there and start to press, because what you'll see out of Linton is many times he comes forward and he creates the actual grappling exchange instead of staying at a good striking range that he's so good at. And Phil needs to close the distance on him, and when he gets inside, do the things that he has done throughout his career. Grapple like nobody else can.
Vassell catches the kick of Phil Davis, and living up to his nickname, Swarming Davis, before Davis turns the tables and delivers a short right uppercut before exiting. Double jab, nice double pump on the jab from Linton Vassell. Fighting from a southpaw stance.
And what I'd like to see, I like that you keep seeing Phil utilizing the kick. He's not stopping because Linton caught it. He's going back after it.
Both Vassell flashing that front kick. Somewhere Vitor Belfort just flinched. As Phil Davis and Linton Vassell both looking for another opportunity at the light heavyweight title. Of course, the current 205-pound champion, Ryan Bader, busy moonlighting in the Heavyweight World Grand Prix, where he will face Matt Mitrione in one of the semifinals. Our man at the desk with Jay Glazer, Chael Sonnen, will collide with Fedor Emelianenko in the other semifinal. And both Vassell and Davis have uttered the one word I cannot stand in combat sports. It ends with an M. You can say it, John. It makes me puke. Interim. There's no need for interim titles.
No, I don't like interim titles because look at, there's one champion. There's a reason why.
Davis.
Really nice takedown. Look at Linton Vassell talked about his ability to get back to his feet. He just demonstrated it right there. Everything that you're seeing out of him right now is
nice
outstanding.
Takedown defense by Vassell.
Phil is very good in this position of utilizing Darce chokes and switching them to anacondas at times.
Davis has 5 submission wins. He has never been stopped. A record of 18-4 with 1 no contest. Linton Vassell 18-6 with 1 no contest. Vassell has suffered 3 knockout losses and been submitted via rear naked choke as he continues to pepper the lead leg of Phil Davis with those outside low kicks.
People forget who Phil Davis has faced in his career, putting out guys and submitting Alexander Gustafsson, people that they don't even remember those fights. He has fought everybody that's in the top 10.
Davis does hold victories over the likes of Lyoto Machida, Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, King Molawal, Glover Teixeira, and on and on.
Pretty good list.
Yeah, a tremendous career. At 33 years of age, feels that he has another light heavyweight championship run in him. 0 for 2 against the current champion, but needs to get past Linton Vassell first, and Davis sneaks in a right hand on Vassell. Vassell trying to bedevil Davis with switching his stances.
He did. He went from his normal orthodox into a southpaw, did the spinning back fist. Now he's back, just switched again, but he is looping his shots, and you're seeing that Phil Davis is coming in with straight shots, and those are getting to the inside.
Vassell tagged him, and Davis responds with another short right uppercut. Under a minute remaining in the first round, and Davis catches Vassell. May have been off balance, but did momentarily stagger him with the right.
The one thing that I'm seeing out of Davis, straight shots compared to Linton Vassell's big looping shots. The straight shots are normally going to get there first.
Overhand right connects for Davis. Davis told us that Vassell had to have a great game plan. Davis wants to be the best striker, the best grappler, the best wrestler, the best man, period, in this fight tonight. Davis comes in, lands a right hand, and a knee, and another knee right up the middle of Vassell. Right hand lands for Davis, the best offensive display from Davis thus far in the opening round, as the clock ticks away down to the final seconds. Good opening 5 minutes.
Time, gentlemen. Relax and breathe for me, Linton. Hey, we're still in control. We're still in control. Hey, I need you to use your hands first. Hands first. You see the kick coming, hands first, then follow with the kick, yeah? Yeah? Yeah, I'm rusting already. Yeah, it's okay. Just relax and let it go, yeah? Just relax. Relax.
Check it, takes the hit, gets right by as Linton Vassell comes into him, gets taken out, but Vassell does exactly what he is supposed to do. Don't settle for it. Get yourself back up. Here's where Phil Davis lands a knee inside, comes back with another one. That's effective striking.
The bell and round 2. Big John McCarthy has the unofficial scorecard.
10-9 for Phil Davis. He landed the better strikes throughout it, landed the big knees inside. That's the difference.
Can Vassell take a moral victory in the opening 5 minutes with his takedown defense?
I think he really can. Moral, you look at what he did in getting himself back up. He did not settle for positions, and that's exactly what you want out of your fighter.
Vassell trying to establish the jab.
Linton, keep those fingers in for me. On that lead hand, keep those fingers in.
The best thing that you can get out of Linton Vassell is that straight hand, that straight jab, be it through the right hand or left hand, depending on which stance he's in. Keep popping that hand in Phil Davis' face. This length is giving Phil some problems. When he can move himself into a closer range, he's being effective.
Vassell from England, but now living in Florida. Last time he was back in the UK was for Christmas, so he was very excited to get this assignment here at SSC Arena, Wembley, kicking off Bellator 200 against Phil Davis. Davis defeated Liam McGeary to become Bellator light heavyweight champion before losing it against Ryan Bader in their rematch.
One of Linton Vassell's best efforts ever was his fight against Liam McGeary, where he put Liam McGeary into an arm triangle choke and choked him on, well, choked him to the point of attack.
Vassell continues to work out of the southpaw stance. Davis trying to find a way to close the gap. Attacks the lead leg to the outside, then delivers a couple of punches upstairs, and McGeary, or excuse me, Vassell, single shooting.
I put that in your head, that's me.
Yes, you did. And both of them, of course, they share a few opponents, common opponents. 3 minutes now remaining in the second round.
It's really interesting to see how Phil Davis is starting to work on the length of Linton Vassell that has given him some problems.
Oh, Vassell.
Beautiful.
Again, Davis catches the kick, secures the takedown, and goes to the back mount.
Not back mount yet, but it was the way what he did when he caught the kick as Linton tried to turn himself out of that and get his leg free. You saw Phil diving straight into that body, getting a body lock and taking him down. Now he's landed big shots. This is where Linton Vassell, talk about getting out. Got to get out. There he goes again, man. You have to be impressed with that. He is not settling.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blue belt as Vassell gets back up to a vertical base, but is pinned along the fence by Davis, who has that free right hand. Now the collar tie delivers a couple of knees. The gum shield, as it's known in the UK, falls out of the mouth of Vassell. Coming up on the final 2 minutes of the second round. Davis, with that separation, could attack with the knees. On cue.
He's attacking with the knees, dirty boxing inside. Very effective clinch work by Phil Davis right now.
And Vassell has to try to
watch those knees, get those knees clean.
Turn the tables here on Davis, doing some pummeling, but Vassell finally able to separate himself from the fence, delivers a knee, but then is pushed back to the fence by Davis, and referee Roberts, with the momentary lapse in action, allows Vassell to put that gum shield back where it belongs.
Got to give him the safety equipment, a perfect time to do it. Didn't interrupt the fight when Phil Davis was doing damage.
Vassell goes for the takedown, defended by Davis, but Davis giving up his back, and Vassell managing to muscle Phil Davis to the ground.
And has that arm inside. He can get that right hook with his leg, Morrow. He's going to have a good position.
Under a minute left in the opening round. Davis with the, well, backdoor escape, but he didn't need to. He now has top position on Vassell.
And that's what it's like, trying to stay on top of a guy that can wrestle the way that Phil Davis can wrestle. He can scramble his way out of such positions that you think you have him and you don't.
Davis began wrestling in the 7th grade, was a 4-time Division I All-American at Penn State. We talked about him winning a Division I title, and Vassell though with another takedown, but immediately Davis just kind of threw him over his head.
Really impressive movements by both guys. Linton Vassell, man, he's getting himself, he's doing exactly what Phil thought he would try. Right
head kick by Davis after a nice kick. Punch combination by Vassell. And we are through 2 rounds of this pivotal light heavyweight matchup at Bellator 200.
Contact.
We're still in his home. We're still in his home, so we still got to score. We're gonna pick up volume. Okay. That second round was close. We still finished on top. We still finished good, but it could go either way. We're at their home.
Big shot right there, coming straight shots by Linton Vassell. The kick is caught. You see him start to turn. Body locked by Phil Davis, drives him down to the ground. That's a really technically good takedown, but Linton Vassell doesn't settle for it and gets himself back out. And then goes after Phil Davis and takes the NC2A champion down, but cannot maintain position, and Phil gets himself right back out. Here he goes this last bit. You see Phil decides, you see Linton on his legs. Phil does not settle for it, brings him over the top, and now ends up on top.
Third and final round, your unofficial scorecard reads.
Unofficially, I right now have Davis up 2 rounds to none, 10-9, 10-9. Vassell's got to do more work to take away what Phil Davis is doing.
Vassell trying to establish the jab, then switches back to southpaw stance, straight left down the pipe, misses. Davis staying at range, trying to use that jab as a range finder.
And what you're talking about, Mauro, is exactly right. Just that exchange right there. If you're watching and you're judging, both guys are throwing their hands out, but Davis's shots are touching Vassell, and Vassell's aren't touching Davis the same.
Davis checked that inside low kick by Vassell. Davis training at Alliance MMA, another decorated gym in MMA lore, John.
Very good gym, you know, just run by Eric Del Fiero. He's great with his fighters. There's so much.
Mamma mia! Lights out! Linton Vassell! Mr. Wonderful Phil Davis with an exclamation point to begin Bellator 200. Take a bow indeed. Phil Davis records the 4th knockout of his career, and John, one of the sweetest ones on his resume.
And you're looking at everything setting that up. All the work, and you see Linton he's starting to gas a little, his hands are going down, and Phil brings up that right high kick. Look where the hands are at, throws the punches, stepping off. Phil, just look where his hands are at. That's the big thing. Boom, right over the top of his left hand. Hits him clean. That shot doesn't even touch him, hits the floor. Linton Vassell gets dropped with a huge kick that's gonna put anybody down. Nice stop, nice job of getting in between him by Leon Roberts. That kick, I don't care who you are, you get kicked in the side of the neck and the chin like that, you are going to be touching the canvas.
And will Phil Davis soon be touching another opportunity to become Bellator MMA light heavyweight champion? That's one way to get the promotion's attention. A scintillating start to Bellator 200. Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis with a wonderful start to Bellator 200. And to make it official, here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end suddenly. 1 minute 5 seconds into round number 3. The winner by knockout, Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis.
Big John McCarthy is standing by with a former Bellator light heavyweight champ.
Congratulations, brother. That was impressive.
Thank you.
That was a huge shot. That right foot coming up, it landed so solid. How are you feeling about the entire fight going into that 3rd round?
You know, I knew Linton was tough, and I knew he was strong, but God dog, he's really tough, man. And he's strong as an ox. So the whole fight was close. I thought I was winning all 3 rounds, but especially in hostile territory, loud crowd cheering on their national, I can't leave anything to chance.
Well, you left nothing to chance as far as that right kick. That would have put anybody down. Now that you've got 2 wins under your belt since you lost that title, what are you looking for next?
Whoever steps in this cage has to deal with me. If that don't scare you, if that don't give you the heebie-jeebies, if that don't keep you up at night, I don't know what does.
Well, I'm starting to get scared, so I'm going to say congratulations. That was a fantastic win. Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis.
In Phil Davis' first visit to London, Mr. Wonderful puts Linton Vassell in a London fog.